I played a lot of cozy games in the month of July, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing all of them. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Payton. It is nice to meet you, it is nice to see you, and welcome to the corner. It is once again the end of the month, except this month I'm late on this video, so it may already be August, but we can still look back and reflect on what a great month July was for cozy gaming. In case you're new to my channel, at the end of every single month, I review every game I ended up playing within that month. And I call these first impressions reviews because I don't have enough time to finish all of these games, and I'm just trying to get a little bit of a taste so I can give you my pros, my cons, and my overall opinions about the game so you can decide if it's worth buying or not for yourself. As always, I want to let you know that some of today's games were very kindly gifted to me, but just because a game is gifted to me, it does not affect how I feel about it. But for full transparency, I'll let you know which of these games were gifted as we get through it. And if this video style sounds interesting to you, be sure to check out the playlist I've made of all of the past months of cozy game reviews so far. Before we get into it, please be sure to click the lovely little like button, as well as subscribe for more cozy, chaotic content. And if you want to see me play cozy games live, I live stream on this YouTube channel several times a week. We would love to see you at a stream, and I tested a lot of these games on live stream, so if you want even more opinions, even more thoughts, but in the live kind of format, be sure to check out my previous live streams. Okay, I will shut up. Let's get into the reviews. The first game on the list actually came out in June. This is the first month that there are games that I included that I missed from the previous month. So the first game on the list did come out at the end of June. I played it in July. This game is called PEKOE. PEKOE came out for early access on PC on June 30th, and that's how I played it. PEKOE is a cozy, cat-filled tea-making simulator game about taking the time for self-care and connecting with what makes you happy. In the game, you'll get to build relationships, upgrade your tea house, and discover new recipes as you work toward creating a place you can call home. As the newest resident and tea house owner in town, you'll learn everything there is to tea. You'll get to learn new rituals and tea-making styles to make an endless combination of recipes, build relationships with the townsfolk, and visit their tea houses to purchase exclusive teaware and really cute ingredients. Now that I've told you a little bit about PEKOE, let's get into my pros for the game. I really love the style of this game, and of course, all of the cats. There are not a crazy amount of characters in the game, but the characters that there are really adorable looking, and I did enjoy getting to learn a bit about them. I also really like that we get to learn how to make so many different styles of tea from each of the tea houses. It feels really rewarding to visit each tea house and get to purchase new ingredients and teaware, as well as getting to learn more about the characters. I also really love the customizations of the interiors and the exteriors in the game. While I haven't gotten to customize my own interior so deeply yet, just seeing what the NPC houses are like make me feel excited to get more furniture to hopefully make mine just as cute. Now that I've told you the pros, let's get into the cons for PEKOE. The biggest con for PEKOE is this game definitely does feel like an early access game. And that is completely okay. That is what early access is for, but it is something I need to note as I review the game for you. I definitely experienced some bugs while I played the game, with tasks not registering, as well as teacups disappearing off the table and not able to be recovered, as well as notably tea exploding when I tried to make it. But despite the bugs, which I know will be fixed, there does just feel like a lack of guidance in the game. The tutorial in the beginning of the game is great, but after a few days in game, I was not sure what I was meant to be doing. And sometimes I felt like I was just wandering around aimlessly until eventually someone maybe wanted some tea. Overall, I really enjoyed the cutesy and relaxing style of PEKOE. I enjoyed the characters and the world. I'm just hoping there's going to be more content upon the game's full release. The next game on the list is yet another game that actually came out in June. but I played it in July. This game is called Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver came out for PC on June 30th. Played it on PC, but the game will be coming to Nintendo Switch at some point this year. Dave the Diver is a casual, single-player adventure RPG featuring deep-sea exploration and fishing during the day, and sushi restaurant management at night. In the game, you'll join Dave and his quirky friends as they seek to uncover the secrets of the mysterious Blue Hole. The Blue Hole is a body of water that's ever-changing and includes fish from all over. Your job is to use a harpoon and other weapons to catch fish and various creatures. You'll upgrade and forage equipment with collected resources and sushi restaurant profits to prepare for the dangers that lurk in the unknown. Now that I've told you about the game, let's get into my pros. Pro number 1, it's very, very, very easy to become obsessed with this game. I understand why you all recommended it to me. I get it. It is really hard to step away from this one once you start it. I really love the visual style of the game. It's got this really nice mix of 2D and 3D graphics, and the ocean really does feel like it comes alive. I also really enjoy the wacky characters and the main storyline as well. But mainly, I enjoy the gameplay mechanic. You have 2 opportunities to dive during the day for fish or other items you may need for quests. Then you get to go open the sushi restaurant at night. I also love that you can make different sushi dishes based off of the fish you catch, and you can upgrade them to make them even better. And these upgrades always come with really fun cutscene graphics that are always just a little bit extra. Now that you've heard the pros, let's get into my cons for Dave the Diver. So my number 1 con for Dave the Diver is I don't think this is a cozy game. In fairness, Dave did not call himself a cozy game. He called himself a casual game. Payton's Corner said it was cozy, and sometimes I am wrong about these things. In this case, I think I was wrong about this. You do need to harpoon the fish, which is a lot more aggressive than the simple fishing styles I'm used to in cozy games. There is blood present, and mainly, there are some pretty intense weapons like shock harpoons and guns. When I started my playthrough, I kind of wanted to try to avoid some of these heavy-duty weapons, but you really can't. One task in the game has you catching a shark, which you really won't be able to do with just the harpoon. Going off of that, I do think the game is pretty difficult. Some tasks I struggled with a lot, and it took multiple in-day games to get it just right. And running out of oxygen was definitely something tricky I encountered a lot as well, but I do know you have the opportunity to upgrade and make things easier as you get farther in. Overall, I did really enjoy Dave the Diver. I definitely don't think it's a cozy game, because it does feel very involved, intense, and at times violent, but it is wildly fun, and definitely I think a good choice if you are a cozy gamer. Maybe you're looking to step outside of your comfort zone a little bit. I think this one might be a good way to do that. Regardless, it's a really fun time. The next game on the list is called Blue Oak Bridge. And Blue Oak Bridge was very kindly gifted to me, so thank you so much to Lemon Seed Studio for sending me over a key to check out the game. Blue Oak Bridge is available on PC, and that's how I played it. Blue Oak Bridge is a farming sim game that follows your character, who has just washed up on a strange shore. This is your chance to make a fresh start on a cozy farm. The charming villagers of Aloria welcome you into their peaceful lives, but soon you find there's trouble brewing. A powerful magic infects the rivers and the forests. Monsters overrun the old mines, and the once bustling Blue Oak Library lies in ruins. You'll find yourself tangled in a tale of forbidden magic, ancient secrets, and quests. Along the way, you'll get to grow crops, tend to magical livestock, own a cafe, and forage and fish across the island. Everything you make on the farm and you discover on the island can be sold, brewed into potions, gifted to friends, donated to the library, or used to upgrade your tools and weapons. Along with this, there's also over 30 characters, each one with a unique story, and 15 of them are romanceable where you can date, fall in love, and even marry. Now that you've heard a little bit about the game, let me tell you about my pros. So firstly, this game is a hidden gem. You know I'm picky about a farming sim game, but so far, I've really been enjoying this one, and I haven't heard that much about it. I really love the art style, the music, the world, and the characters in the game. It does have a really great balance, I think, of storyline, and also allowing you to just take it easy and do things on your farm and in town, and the characters are full of personality. Some of them definitely come on a little strong, but they are really fun to get to know. The animals and the decorations are really cute, and tending to the farm feels very satisfying. While I'm still early on in this one, I do have a lot of pros so far, and it's been overall a nice positive experience. Now that you've heard the pros, let's get into the cons for the game. My biggest con for the game is the map. I need a little "this is where you are" symbol in the map, because it is really easy to get lost. Also, the map shows very simplistic portraits of the characters rather than what they actually look like in the game, and while it is a cute and artistic choice, it's definitely not practical, and at times, it's very confusing. I also don't love the lack of shipping box in the game, so you actually do need to venture into town whenever you want to sell things. I just think the shipping box is a nice feature because it is so much more convenient, and I think the game overall could give you a little bit more direction. Most things I did find to be intuitive, but you know I always love more detail in a farming sim tutorial. Overall, I've really enjoyed my experience playing Blue Oak Bridge so far. It definitely feels like there's still a lot to explore, and I'm early on in the process, but I'm definitely really excited to explore it more. The next game on the list was one of my most anticipated cozy games of the year. Did it live up to the hype that I put onto it? Let's find out. This game is called LAKEBURG Legacies. And LAKEBURG Legacies was very kindly gifted to me, so thank you so much to Ishtar Games for sending me the key to check this one out. LAKEBURG Legacies is currently available on PC, and that's how I played it. LAKEBURG Legacies is a social-based village management sim focused on pairing up your townsfolk to make the most effective and most loved-up couples. It's your job to make the perfect match. Then follow your families generation after generation and watch their lineages bloom or wilt, and mainly see what effects they have on your realm. You'll need to balance production, trade, housing, and more as you set out to create a happy and healthy settlement. And also, you'll need to keep an eye out for random events and visitors that may pay you a cheeky visit and stir up some drama. Okay, now that you've heard a little bit about the game, let's get into my pros. Most of the game was a pro, honestly. So like I said, this has been one of my most anticipated cozy games of the year. Didn't disappoint. It didn't disappoint me, and I'm really glad about that. I love that there are so many options as how you want to play this game. You can choose to play a long game experience, a short one, or a medium one like I've been choosing, which is honestly still very, very long. I also love the different characters in the game and the insane amount of options there are for the couples. You can make couples of any gender pairing, and all of the couples, regardless of what gender they are, can go on to have children, which I really love to see. This game is literally medieval Tinder, and you pretty much can make a whole game out of just swiping on the potential matches if you wanted to, because their traits can get absolutely insane. But what makes the game even more fun is the drama that ensues after you pair people up. People cheat on each other, they have kids, they divorce, and even die unexpectedly. And it's up to you to keep adapting and keep trying your best to make your settlement better by increasing the population and building new structures. There is a huge amount of management in this game as well, which I like to see. You get to have your villagers do different jobs, but also you need to balance their work life and their conditions at the job to make sure they're actually producing enough. And you can even have the children of the village apprentice at the different jobs as well, which is a nice touch, I think, to keep the families super involved in what's going on. While there is a lot to do in the game, I also really love that you have full control of stopping time or speeding up at whatever speed you like. So if you need a breather, you can take it all in by pausing, or if you want to move things along, you can fast forward. Now that you've heard my pros, let's get into my cons for the game. While I don't have many cons, I won't say the game is totally without cons. I would love if we were able to have multiple save files. The game can go on for quite a while, so it does feel upsetting to have to wipe away your previous settlement if you want to start again. As well as there is a lot going on in the game. I love that there's so much going on, and I do think the beginning tutorial was helpful, but I think some of the pages could just be simplified, because there's a lot of repeated info, and it does look very complex when you're just jumping in for the first time. As well as I felt like the resource number needed for the next structure or upgrade felt really high, and I just kept having so many people die because I couldn't produce the resources fast enough to catch up. Along with this, I also would have loved to see some more diversity in the dating part of the game, as it's pretty much just the same dialogue repeated each time, and being that you have to make so many couples, that dialogue does get a little old. Overall, LAKEBURG Legacies is a fun and drama-filled management game. It has a learning curve. It can be overwhelming, but I think it is worth learning how to play because it is a really good time. The next game on the list is our biggest Nintendo Switch game of the month. This game is called Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 came out on Nintendo Switch, and that's how I played it. Pikmin 4 is the 4th installment in the Pikmin franchise, but don't worry, you don't have to have played or even know anything about Pikmin to enjoy this game, because I didn't. In the game, you'll raise a crop of plant-like Pikmin and guide them on an endearing expedition. Pikmin are small, plant-like creatures that you can grow, pluck, guide, and send into battle with enemies multiple times their size. These loyal, curious helpers come in different types, including fire-resistant red Pikmin and the brand new to this game, ice Pikmin. The fate of your Pikmin is yours to decide. Will you carefully avoid danger or rush into situations despite potential losses? You also get a space dog too, Ochi, a resident good boy and dependable partner that can help you with things like smashing obstacles and carrying you and your Pikmin throughout your adventure. Pretty much, you'll use your Pikmin and Ochi to help locate the missing members of the Rescue Corps and explore the strange new world you've arrived in. Now that you've heard a little bit about the game, let's get into the pros. Okay, so most of the game was a pro, and for this being my first Pikmin game, it was a wonderful way to meet the franchise. Visually, this game was so beautiful. The world felt larger than life, and exploring was so much fun. And it ran so very smooth on Nintendo Switch, and it managed to keep its vibrance, and it really just felt like it was full of life. I also enjoyed that the game was really easy to follow along to if you're a new player like me. I found the difficulty level to be pretty easy, but not so easy that you just breeze past it with zero thought. The combat wasn't overly aggressive in my opinion either. I think it does maintain a cozy feeling, except maybe when the Pikmin would carry around their enemies' lifeless bodies. But despite that, it definitely had a more laid-back style, even at some of the bigger points. I also really love that you get to choose what your character looks like, and even pick out your crew's uniform color. While this game is at the Nintendo premium price, I did play it for many hours, and I only got a small percentage of the way in, so I also think it feels like there's a lot to explore for the price. Now that you've heard the pros, let's get into the cons. I really only have one con for Pikmin 4, and that is that it is very repetitive as far as the tutorial and dialogue went. I know I'm always complaining that tutorials don't give enough info, but this one did, and then it told you it about 10 more times in case you forgot. I don't usually skip through game dialogue, but in this one, I found myself skipping through it a lot of the times just because I understood what was going on. Overall, I am so glad I decided to give Pikmin a try. I wasn't sure if I'd like it or if I'd even consider it a cozy game, but I'm glad I did because I would say yes to both of those things. The next game on the list is called Sticky Business. And Sticky Business was very kindly gifted to me. So thank you so much to Spell Garden Games and Lurkit for the key to check this one out. Sticky Business is currently on PC, and I played this one entirely on my Steam Deck. In Sticky Business, you'll experience the joy of running your own cozy small business by creating stickers, packing orders, and hearing your customers' stories. You'll need to optimize your sticker production by building the perfect sticker sheets and making as much use of your resources as possible, as well as buying upgrades to get even more sticker graphics and effect foils to make your shop even more cute and exciting. You'll also be able to add goodies and custom packaging to your orders to make your customers even more happy. Now that I've told you a little bit about the game, let's get into the pros. I had way more fun playing Sticky Business than I thought I would. This game has so many different options as far as making your own stickers go. And I really love that you only start out with a few supplies, and then you can expand your collection as you keep on playing. And the options to choose from do not disappoint. It's also important to note there's nothing too tricky about this game. You need to manage time, but overall, it really succeeds in giving an extremely relaxing and cozy feel. It's a game that really centers around wholesomeness and being creative. And I love the small details of being able to add in extra goodies to the packages, as it really does feel even more authentic to the small business experience. And the customer stories are also a sweet and great added touch. Now that you've heard the pros, let's get into the cons. My only con for the game is that it's simple. It's really not overly complex, and it really is just about being creative. You'll never see customers or anything like that. It's just design, print, pack, mail, repeat. Definitely a cozy game, but not one that's incredibly deep or challenging. I also want to note that I played this one on Steam Deck, and while it ran great, I found the controls to be a little bit tricky, so I think it might be better suited for keyboard and mouse. But overall, I thought Sticky Business was going to be way too simple, and I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. But I really enjoy it for what it is, and I think its simplicity really helps it, and it really makes its message clear, and it is definitely succeeding in being a cozy game. And the final game on the list is called VIEWFINDER. And VIEWFINDER was very kindly gifted to me, so thank you so much to Thunderful Publishing and Lurkit for the key. VIEWFINDER is currently available on PC, but I did my playthrough on the Steam Deck. VIEWFINDER is a mind-bending, first-person adventure game in which you can bring pictures to life by placing them into the world. Beyond just photographs, you'll bring paintings, sketches, screenshots, and postcards to life while reshaping the world. In the game, you'll challenge perception, redefine reality, and reshape the world around you with an instant camera. VIEWFINDER's narrative is player-driven, and it is an approachable experience to someone who just wants to play and solve puzzles, and also for curious players who want to investigate more. Now that you've heard a little bit about the game, let's get into my pros. Everything is a pro in this game. This game was so weird and so beautiful in the best way. I usually don't love games that just throw you in and don't give you a super detailed tutorial, but in this one, it really works, because you get to discover why you're exploring in the first place, and the controls are really easy to figure out. That said, the puzzles are the right amount of challenging. Some of them absolutely stumped me, so I was very happy to see that once you spend long enough on a level, a hint option will come up. And I like that they don't just give you the hint option right away, because it does make you really try your hardest to explore on your own. The visuals in the game were stunning, and I really enjoyed the moments of voice acting we got as well. While you definitely need to think in this game, it's also really easy to pick this one up leisurely and take breaks in between the levels. As for the cons, the only con I have for this one is that the game is $24, and it is a shorter gameplay experience. I do think you can take your time with it, but it's not really like a crazy open world or anything. So I think you can finish this one in just a few hours time, and $24 for a few hours might be a little much. But overall, this is one of the most unique games I've played this year so far. I loved my time playing it, and I really loved the balance of puzzle and relaxation. And there you guys have it. That was my review of every cozy game I played in the month of July. There were so many games in July that I couldn't cover them all, but I'm planning on bringing some ones that I missed in July to August, hopefully. But I want to hear your thoughts down below. Did you play any of the games mentioned in today's video? And if so, what did you think? And also let me know, what were your favorite games of July? I want to know. Let me know down below. Please be sure to click the lovely little like button on your way out, as well as subscribe for more cozy, chaotic content. Thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.